The Western Conference reserves are Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Jaren Jackson, Alp, Jalen Williams, and Wemby. Now, I think the West is a little more loaded than the East. So I'm gonna name you a couple names. You guys tell me, were they snubbed or did they get it right not voting these guys in? All right. First name on the list, leading the league in rebounds, did not make the All-Star team. Domantas Sabonis. Was he a
No,
snub?
100% snubbed. How the hell does
no,
Jaren Jackson Jr. make the
nah,
All-Star team
excuse
over
No,
me.
no, no.
Demontis
Hold on.
Sabonis?
I'm not gonna let you disrespect Jaren. He's
No,
been their best player
come
this year,
on, bro. I
and he's
don't
been
care if he's the
healthy.
best player. He's not better than Demontis Sabonis and what he brings for his team. I'm sorry that the Kings can't play defense and play four guards out with him. That's not his fault. He's doing the best he can with what he has.
Why can't we get on Alp then?
What Alp's winning. The team
Yeah, but
wasn't supposed to
you
be
see the
here.
meme of the Charmander, like the fucking Alp's the Charmander, Sabonis is the Charmeleon, and Jokic is the Charizard. Why would we vote in the
Yeah,
Charmander and not the Charmeleon?
because the Charmander has a stacked team and the coach of the year on his
Whoa, it's an
roster.
All-Star game, brother. He don't get to
Yeah,
bring
but
the rest of the
context
Rockets
matters
with him.
in terms of why you get chosen, though. Like obviously, like we didn't expect this
That's
team
why
to be as
LaMelo
high
got
as they
cooked.
are, and they're winning. With he's their best player, and the system revolves around him. And then when you have a coach that's competent enough to put you in a winning position, then players that do their roles, and you're winning games, you get the All-Star nod. But in terms of Memphis, like you're supposed to be here with the players that you have and the coaching that you have. Like this is what we expected. I don't think what Jaren Jackson Jr. is doing gets the All-Star nod of just Domantas Sabonis, where he's doing like all NBA numbers again, and he got snubbed last year. Like, what else more can he do? Honestly, from what his position, his coach getting fired, De'Aaron Fox wanting out, playing four guards, not team playing no defense, and he's like showing out. What else can you do to get the All-Star nod?
I'm gonna be honest. I
What's
feel like the Sengun selection is worse than Jaren Jackson, in my opinion. Not that
Really?
Sengun's bad or nothing, but it's just like I feel like if we're gonna take one of them out for Sabonis, I'd rather take out Sengun
Why?
because I think Jaren Jackson, like he's been holding it down for the Grizzlies. Like he's been their best player. You're also
what seed are
neglecting
they?
the defensive side of the ball where he's elite. Like he's a DPOY player. He's averaging 23 points, 6 rebounds, 50, 30, 50, 35. Actually, let me not lowball him there. So I just think he's had a, like, if you really tune in, he's really been their best player. Ja hasn't played much at all this year. And when he
Yeah.
has played, he hasn't been
Getting
on his
booty.
game. So I feel like because of that, you got to give him the respect because Desmond Bain ain't been the second best player either. So, or the best player either. So I think Jaren Jackson deserves the love and because they've been winning. And again, I don't want to hate on Şengün because the team's really good. But if we're talking about the All-Star game and individual accolades, they don't even have a player on their team averaging 20 points per game. And we
Yeah.
talked about this, how it's a cohesive unit. Amen Thompson, Tari
Yeah.
East, and Dylan Brooks, like a lot of defense in general. So I just think that, they're having a good year. They're a great team. But I just think if we're going individually, like if this is an individual award, I'm going to take Sabonis' stats over Alper and Şengün's, minus the winning, obviously. Because
Yeah. I can see that perspective. Me, it's just the context of where those players are or how those players perform on the teams that they're doing it on, and like the narratives that we presented at the beginning of the season as to why he made it. But yeah, I'd rather choose Sabonis over Jaren Jackson because of the statistical performance from him and how he's holding it down on a worse team. But I can see why you say Sengun shouldn't be on the roster.
what about you, Omari? Do you think he was snubbed? Or like which one of those two would you take out for Sabonis if you do think he was snubbed?
What's the Grizzlies record? Or like, what's their seed?
They're third in the East West.
31
And
and
the Kings are
16.
Kings
Yeah.
are Dookie.
They're 24 and 23.
What seed is
10
that though?
seed versus 3
10th.
seed.
Well, there you go. No, I was kidding. It's just like I get it though, like because I do agree that Sabonis has been dealt like relatively a bad hand this season. You know what I mean? Like the Kings just stink as a whole, but it's the same. I know Lamelo, as a comparison, is Lamelo's like last seed, not even in the playing, or not last seed, but he's like not even in the playing. I don't think
Yeah.
so. I get the little, there's a bit of difference when it comes to that record, but yeah, the West is so stacked. So I feel like if they're taking winning into account on the East, and the East is like booty, like I'm sure they still take it into account, even probably more so on the West because things are so much closer. You know what I mean? There's so many good players in the West.
So
So
would you take him out for
I feel like
anybody or not?
Nah, I mean, I just see why. I see why he didn't make it. You know what I mean? Like the Grizzlies and the Rockets are both some of the better teams. They generally want to have one player from the best teams. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, which is fair, especially from a coaching perspective too.
yeah, like at the end of the day, so I get I get where you're coming from when it comes to the numbers because yeah, the numbers are better, but when it comes to the winning, I know it's a team effort, but I if they're taking seeding into account, they're going to take the second and third seeds best players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, homework can
What
his
about
brother
his
do?
teammate De'Aaron Fox? Do you think he should have made it?
No.
No,
Yeah.
same reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respect. All right. How about another? I know this team also isn't doing well, but this player is still having a really good year. I don't know if one of you guys had him, but Devin Booker. Did one of y'all have him on your original
Nah, I
ballot?
had him. I had
And
him
do
on
you
my
think he
ballot.
should have
I
made
think
it?
so.
And who would you take out?
Yes.
No. Go ahead, Omari.
Who made it? Wait. I would take out.
Yeah, Harden, Edwards, and
Here, I'm gonna
Jalen
send you the
Williams.
link to the thing in the private chat so y'all can look at
Oh,
these
okay, I
West
see.
All
Yeah,
But
I
Stars.
have it
who
up.
was the wild card though? Who are the wild cards? That's what I
I'm
want to know.
assuming it was Wemby and Jalen Williams. That's just the way Shams wrote it. So the two, I'm just assuming. I have
Yeah.
literally no idea.
Yeah, I have the website. I just want to see. But
Does it tell you who the wild cards are, or it just says All Stars? Like,
It's
this is
just
all
tough because for the same reason. I get the Suns are on a bit of a. I think aren't they starting to like win some games, but they've been so ass this year too. So
they
it
just
makes me
lost to
mad.
the Hornets like last week, so it's like
Yeah,
up and
like
down. They get some
it's
good
like
wins,
yeah,
some
they're
bad
24 and
losses.
22, which is ninth right now.
yeah. Like and it's like that's on a little bit of a like I said upswing. Like they were worse before, so
Yeah,
it's just like I don't. Although I love D Book, it's Katie started right. I mean that's his fan.
yeah. He got
So
voted in. I mean, he should.
yeah, like
Just,
I love D Book, and
Can
at the
I
end of the
say
day, he's an
something?
all-star level player. He deserves it, but the team is just so bad this year. So same reason I
I want to
can't
say something, but I already
justify
know
De'Aaron.
my man's about to get mad. Honestly, bro, I don't think Steph Curry should have made the All Star team the way the team's playing, and I don't think
no,
he's
I
having an
agree.
amazing
I'm not even
season
gonna
either.
do
Nah,
that.
not here.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
Hassan
I agree
agreed.
with that.
He hasn't talked. Hasn't talked about that before.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
definitely not starting. Maybe he should have made it, but he shouldn't. No chance he should have been a starter the
No,
way the
if he
team.
Nah,
wasn't
if he wasn't a
voted
starter,
in,
he's not making it.
actually. Do you think, like, if you're a coach and you just know who Stephen Curry is and the gravity he brings to his team, would you vote
Yeah.
him in?
I
They
think the
probably would still
respect
give
the
it to him.
coaches
Yeah,
and media have, he probably would have gotten it anyway.
Yeah, just with the
but
respect
he
factor.
should have like generally he didn't. I wouldn't say this is an all-star. You know what I mean? If he's anybody that's what Devin was saying. Devin was the one who brought that up. He was saying that
But
like if he's anybody that's not Steph Curry, like
Yeah,
he wouldn't
I
be an
agree.
all-star this year.
If it was Devin Booker with this season and stat line, he's not making it. Obviously, like I think it's just because Steph is
Yeah.
such a top 10 all-time player. Like you just got to give him the respect, especially people, the fans as well. Like they're gonna vote for him easily as well. So he got that lock as the starter.
so Jalen Williams is a guard. So do you think Steph probably would have took his spot? Because I don't see him taking Harden's spot because of his respect. And then Anthony Edwards, of course, with the season that he's having.
Hey
So
man,
probably
if
Jalen, right?
Jaren or LP were a wild card,
Wild
Steph
card?
could have taken one of their spot. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Suns definitely don't deserve two All-Stars this season, and I feel like the reserves are definitely having a better season. You can argue that Norman Powell's having a better season than
I was gonna ask about Norman Powell because people were saying that he got snubbed, but I don't think you could put him in over
Nah.
any of the guys that made it. But he's having a really crazy
He's
year for
averaging
sure.
24 points per game, filling that Paul George role, even better than what Paul George was doing the year before.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, he definitely has an argument, but
What about Kyrie? That's the last name I have. Because you think Kyrie was snubbed since Luka's
Nah.
been out and they've been kind of keep holding it down
Nah.
without him, or he's just not having a great enough year?
He's not having a good enough year to overcome
hard to make
because
him
the
in the
record's
West.
still not good either. Yeah,
yeah,
like
they're what, like, I think they're under the Lakers right now, but it's hard to make it in the
Yeah.
West. Too many big names.
They ain't been
You're not
winning
going to get
lately,
voted
or I'm
in.
tripping.
maybe
What
they
is that?
have they. I know they were struggling earlier this season.
They're eighth right now, 26 and 22.
They were struggling. I'm
yeah.
tweaking. They won 2 in a row. That's why I think that. But before that, they were actually on a
Yeah,
big
so I was-
losing streak.
Yeah, they be losing. So I'm like,
Yeah, it's
you
tough
know,
to make
and
it
he's not even if he was averaging like 27, 28 type of season, then I was like, yeah.
possibly.
But
I agree.
was he averaging like 23, 24 or something? Something regular.
Let's
talk about the
who
greatness
else.
of James Harden, man. 16th season,
24.
35 years old.
End of the pod. Good fire,
All
y'all.
right, thanks for tuning in. No, I'm just kidding.
Give him his respect. Leading a
This
team
is all
that
you, bro.
none of
I
us
mean,
had making the
I
playoffs.
already voted for him as an all-star. So if you want to glaze him additionally, you can go
Let me
ahead.
just glaze him. Actually, I
I have
saw
him too,
on the
actually.
way back home today him being better than D Wade. Can we put that in the books that James Harden is a better player than D Wade? 16th season, 35 years old. D Wade was not doing this. The
0
longevity,
chips.
the ISO scoring,
I'll give him
leading
the
his team.
longevity because
0
D Wade,
chips.
after his knees combusted,
He
was
got hurt
like
though.
really
Yeah,
bad.
I mean,
he was
charge it to the
injured.
game. Can't say that for James Harden.
Serious.
He could be going to
He
strip
lives in a
clubs every
modern
night
era.
and still hooping.
Yeah,
Man.
and
So
be
it's
resting.
like,
He lives in a modern era where you rest and shit.
if the man got
That's
better
how it is.
genetics, ain't nothing I could do about that, bro. Like,
Yeah, straight up LeBron being LeBron. Yeah, I mean,
know
no
what's funny?
other person on this roster deserves it more than James Harden.
I was thinking about this the other day, and like, if anybody won a championship this year, which player would have benefit the most? And I honestly think the answer is James Harden because this dude's done everything outside of winning a ring, and like the ring would literally solidify him as well. Not that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but like the question's always about him in the playoffs. He's a playoff choker, yada yada.
Yeah.
Because right now he's the best player on the Clippers. So if they somehow could win a championship, I think that would literally do the most for anybody's legacy that could win a ring this year.
Right now, if Kawhi stays healthy, of course, and the way that they're ramping him up, they look like they're the underdog to like make a run in the playoffs. Like the team is good defensively, way better than we expected. Then you have James Harden leading the group the way that he has been this year. And just adding Kawhi and like getting him up to speed, they're probably the underdogs to get a chip.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen, but I'm just saying if it does, though, that'll be huge for him.
Yeah,
Is he dark horse?
James Harden is the best player without a ring.
That's Hudson's dark horse.
Or Chris Paul, I guess. Depends how you want to.
Chris
Chris
Paul's
Paul
not
never got
better than
MVP, but he's been doing it for
Yeah,
a
no,
minute.
he's never put in production or put in.
He's never had the peak, but he's probably had the he's
Not even
40
longevity.
years old, bro.
Yeah, he's almost 40. But I mean, James Harden is doing what he's doing now, 16th season. I think he has more accolades than CP. So Charles Barkley's didn't win a ring, but James Harden is better than him.
AI
James
maybe
Harden is the
Allen
best.
Iverson. That's a debate.
Harden's better too,
Probably.
my opinion.
AI didn't have the longevity.
Yeah,
He
or
bounced
no
around
one
so
was
much.
putting up. Harden's peak was pretty crazy for the years that he did, 38, 36.
I think the fact that
Yeah.
he's still doing it now is setting him apart because I think, like I said, AI has had those years where he has the same peak, MVP, taking his team to the finals. James Harden did the same thing, almost pretty much. But it's like the fact that he's 35 doing it, like AI at 35 was bouncing around every team. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Plus, he's like switching roles too, which is even more impressive. Like you come in as into the Rockets as a guard or scoring guard, and you primarily focus on scoring. Now it's kind of shifted to playmaking and putting people in other positions, which is like crazy to be a top playmaker in the NBA and a top scorer in the NBA. He talks about how good like you've been for a long time and how good of a player you actually are. Not many can do that.
Where's Gabe when you need him with the Wemby glaze too? First time All-Star Wemby.
Yeah, shout out Wemby. He definitely deserves it. They are
Harden.
definitely pushing a narrative of him being the face of the NBA. I mean, with what he's doing, like there's no reason not to. So I mean, the Spurs have
What
been
seed
losing
are they?
games. What's up?
So what seed are they?
They are the
12th
12th
seed.
seed right now, 20 and 24.
LaMelo should have been in the game.
No, LaMelo, they're literally second to last in the league.
Was that
Or
two
third to
spots?
last in the league.
Put that nigga. He averages 30.
Bro, Omari, they got 12 wins, bro.
Bro, I just checked the
bro,
Hornets
all I'm
record and I
saying, bro.
can't justify, bro. Like, you got to have at least 20 wins. Like, there's no way you can have 12 wins and make the All-Star game. I'm sorry.
Then-
They
but-
have 12 wins.
12 is
Wemby's
disgusting.
12 wins is insane. And then
So
Wemby's DPOY candidate, and what he's doing defensively is like insane too.
Ooh, that's fair. Nah, I fuck with Wemby. I love Wemby.
So,
I hope
if
that.
you're
I hope
averaging,
that what's his name goes. I know we're gonna get to it later, but
he's averaging 24 and 11 plus the blocks too, like, and
Yeah.
the defensive prowess. Like he definitely deserves it. And
Yeah, I think him making it is fine. I don't have an issue.
first time All-Star.
yeah, I don't have an issue.
Zion made it his second year too. Same trajectory.
No. He already played more games than Zion his whole career. Like, at this point.
Insane.
No, I don't know if that's
But
true.
yeah,
but
now
it's probably not far off.
Wemby's definitely living up to the hype and to potential so far, and he deserves it.
Facts,
So.
facts.